Tape by D, 27th of August 2015. The TISM J Files.
This is serious, Mum!
Hosted by John Safran.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
End of ID.
The J Files.
Coming from the street.
The J Files.
Yeah, it's still a great album.
A wonderful accident, really.
The J Files. On Double J.
I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug that killed River Phoenix.
We're the kind of guys who grab a guitar and wander into Dandenong Creek, you know, because our new album isn't very good, and then our mum goes and releases it on us. That's the sort of problem that we face, and it's sensitivity, really.
But the reason he's a homeboy is because he's a dickhead.
This is the TISM J Files. I'm John Safran. Now it seems TISM have been just out of my line of sight, trolling me for almost my entire life. Even before I'd heard their music, even before I knew they were a band. I remember after high school someday I'd be walking around the suburb and I'd find this poster and all these guys in balaclavas and it just said the word TISM and I just didn't know what it all meant. And this was before the internet, so I couldn't just pull my phone out of my pocket and try to solve the mystery. Back then, if there was something baffling, you just had to carry it around in your head and just live with that. Well, tonight on Double J, we're going to try to solve TISM. We're going to talk to their former manager, and we also want you to contribute, sending us your weirdest, wildest TISM memories. And for the next 2 hours, bad language and adult themes.
The guy who slagged the football team, those jobs were not for him. He turns into a real estate agent who believes in discipline. The guy who's first to use cocaine, the wild boy breaking free. He'll end up in a court of law as a prosecuting QC. Remember the school captain? Success was a matter of time. I can hear her now as she screams, Greg, you missed the stop sign. Forget Snoop, Doggy Dog, forget Old Ice-T. The true word out on the streets is produced by the DAC. What's the use of striving? Life's road in front unravels. We get to do the driving, don't choose the direction we travel. Do your homework and whack for weeks, graffiti the damn young line. It don't matter much when you hear that scream, Greg, you missed the stop sign. Greg, the stop sign. Greg, the stop sign. Greg, the stop sign. Greg, the stop sign. Sometime in the next 10,000 years, a comet's gonna wipe out all trace of man. I'm banking on it coming before my end-of-year exam. The rich kid becomes a junkie, the poor kid an advertiser. What a tragic waste of potential. Being a junkie's not so good either. Your folks worked hard for what you got. You were the fruit of their vine. Who cares what you sow and what you reap? Miss Greg, you missed the stop sign.
J Files. Join in on Facebook and Twitter. Hashtag J Files.
These first questions have been sent in to us from Craig Heffernan in Northcote in Melbourne.
Good on you, Craig.
And he says, here guys, here are some curly ones for you. Is it true that TISM stands for Totally Incompetent Session Musicians?
Yes, Craig, well done.
Excellent. From where is he from? Northcote.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's a bit groovy, Northcote, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, Craig
He's a 3LO
he's
listener.
plugged into the pulse of modern contemporary culture.
That's
and
right.
That's why he came up with a cutting-edge kind of joke like that one.
That's bloody...
If we could ask permission, Craig, to use that on our next press release, we just might, I think.
That was Defecate on My Face. And before that, we heard Greg, The Stop Sign. Now, regarding Defecate on My Face, we have from the website, we have Stephen Fisher saying he remembers being at uni in 86, hearing Defecate on My Face on Triple J. Awesome song, I thought. Went to the usual record stores to find a copy of it. Very confronting to go to the counter and ask, have you got Defecate on My Face? Finally got a copy, and it was a 10-inch cover with no slit to take out the record. It was then I knew they were bastards, and certainly a band for me. Egan Townsend from Facebook says she remembers explaining to her granny that her favourite song at the time was Defecate on My Face, but without understanding what defecate really meant because she was so young. And then she showed the 7-inch single packaged in the 12-inch cover just to prove to her granny that she wasn't making it up. Now, we want your weirdest, wildest TISM memories, dear listeners. Text 0408 34 55 55, or you can find Double J on Facebook, or you can tweet using hashtag J Files. Now, we've got a nice memory from Hayley Hunter. She said that her favourite memory of TISM was the morning after a gig my father went to. I was too young, and she woke up to the entire band still up drinking with her dad in the kitchen. So, yeah, do you have anything to top that? Now, you've got to keep on listening, dear listeners. We're going to be talking to TISM's former manager, and we're going to find out such things as who was the complete and utter bastard who revealed their secret identity.
Hello, Australia, and welcome to Countdown. I'm Gavin Wood, and here's TISM.
Some people think it's in your genes, others find that view extreme. Either way, like an old has-been, you finish now when you're 14. The
Thunderbirds are coming out. Before that, if you're not famous at 14, you're finished. Now, we want your weirdest, wildest TISM stories. If you've got any secrets, any gossip, 0408 34 55 55, or find Double J on Facebook, or tweet using hashtag J Files. Now, Ben Wright says, one of my girlfriends in high school's mum used to date one of the TISM guys when she was at uni. I don't remember which one, but he studied accounting apparently. And Alicia Prisco says, one TISM member was my teacher, not telling which one or for what subject though. Now, lots of people like to try to solve the mystery of who exactly were these men behind the balaclavas in TISM. I've been accused of being a TISM member once. So recently someone said, were you in TISM? And on Twitter, and I tweeted back. Naturally, I said, I live in Balaclava, which is a suburb. I live in Melbourne. I live in Balaclava, but not in a balaclava. And I thought, my God, I've just accidentally created a great song title for TISM. So TISM, you can have that for your comeback special. Now, in the video clip for Thunderbirds, there were 30 other bands. Klinger, there was 28 Days, and there was also the school band from one of the members of TISM from his actual school. And I wonder, would you get away with it these days, being as provocative and offensive as TISM, or would there be social media campaigns to drag you down for all your swear words and weird concepts? Now, we've got Morris Murphy saying, I got crushed against the stage barrier at the Metro in the early 90s. I should have read this beforehand to make sure it doesn't have a tragic ending that drags down the whole 2 hours. I was in so much pain over the next few days, I couldn't go to work. My chest was stripy for a month. Got spat on by the band too. Great night! Yes, that's definitely the experience I like to have with bands too, is even if you get hurt by them, at least you've got a great story for the rest of your life. Yes, it was Ringwood Secondary College Choir and Orchestra. So now we're doing a bit of puzzle solving here. Now we can go through all the teachers that were ever employed at that school and try to find out who exactly was TISM. Now stick around, because we're going to be talking to their former manager, a man named Mr. Lynch. And he's going to reveal secrets of the bands, because he doesn't care anymore. He's their former manager. He doesn't mind blabbing and blurting everything. So stick around.
Was it God or the devil? Tell me somebody who put Sophie Lee in Sophie Lee's body. Is it better or worse? I'll pay you some money. Is it better or worse when she tries to be funny? Or isn't it my TV set squeaking? It surely couldn't be English she's speaking. Who is who? Damn it, can you tell me soon? Who is the human? Who is the cartoon? Impossible, I feel. I heard so believe. tell me somebody who put Sophie Lee in Sophie Lee's body.
Get thee to a nunnery. This is Double J, the J Files with me, John Safran. Tonight, the music and mystery of TISM. Go online now to doublej.net.au, if you can read, for a special feature article all about TISM. And now we're going to talk to their former manager, Mr. Lynch, and we asked him what's up with their disguises anyway.
Well, I think in one of their early press releases they say it's to disguise their unearthly beauty, which, as you might imagine, was not the case.
Yes, I've since got to...
Yeah, you've probably met a few of them. So, they were average-looking guys, and average-looking guys from the suburbs. But I think the real purpose of the balaclavas was to be able to just say anything you like and then take the balaclava off and wander out into the night, and there'd be few, if any, consequences.
It was a good idea, but like most young people starting a band, would it be, I want attention? So this is some tension where they want attention, but they don't want attention.
Indeed. Well, they were interested in shooting their mouths off and jumping around on stage and taking the piss out of everybody, and that was a very big, probably the primary interest. They had absolutely and utterly zero interest in the music industry.
Currently.
And that continued until the end, virtually. Kind of waned a bit in various aspects of the band. Some of them got a little bit more...
Did they think they were comedians?
I don't think so. I think they came through a different strain, and people have quoted what those strains are, like The Residents and Devo, and they just didn't want to be an art rock band or an experimental band. They wanted to be a pop band and be a bit more high energy about it, and a bit more confrontational, I think.
And they were trolls before there was the word troll. I remember seeing their posters up on, in St Kilda as this young guy at Yeshiva College and just being confused because they were either looked like they were in the IRA in some posters and looked like they were in the Klan in other posters, and it was just confusing. And there was no internet, so you couldn't solve the riddle straight away, and you just had to live in Melbourne wondering who were these confusing people.
Which is how they developed, really, and they were only doing it for their own reasons. They weren't, I think, like anybody gets into a band at that time when it was very difficult to A, record, B, release a recording. I mean, you had no idea how to do it. Didn't matter whether you were in a band with balaclavas or not, the resources were difficult to find. So, yeah, it was all completely different. I think the pre-internet aspect of it probably helped in a great way. They could kind of develop at their own pace, and if 40 people saw them at one gig and then at the next gig there were 80 people, that was genuine word of mouth that was doing it. And, we'd be following it around with whatever marketing we did. But it wasn't much, couldn't afford to do much.
What were their first gigs like, Michael Lynch, ex-manager of No Longer TISM?
Yeah, well, they didn't start off quite as violent. I mean, there was a much stronger fourth wall in the first place, because back then there was really no such thing as slam dancing or stage diving or stage invasions or anything like that. It just didn't exist. So people would kind of stand around in either mock horror or bemusement or, it was a pretty tinny sound. They had very cheap equipment, and it wasn't the big kind of productions that they turned into later.
And their audience, how were they taking it?
Well, their audience was pretty different from day one. They were certainly never cool. I mean, they started off taking swipes at every cool person they could think of, and that alienated certainly people in the music industry, and a lot of them were just cheap shots. So, why not? The cheaper the better for TISM. Anything that got a rise out of people or anything that made them laugh. It wasn't really until the Defecate single came along that things just kind of took off overnight, and they went from 30 or 40 people at these gigs, support gigs that people wouldn't know what the hell happened, to complete bedlam, complete and utter bedlam, almost from the Defecate single launch of the Prince of Wales onwards. people would just flood onto the stage and then be standing on stage and not actually know how to get off. They didn't they'd kind of politely escort them off into the wings. You didn't chuck them back on like people started to eventually. Like it was, nobody knew what the etiquette was.
As well as being trolls before there was trolls, were they hipsters before there were hipsters, in that or at least their audience, in that the kind of ambiguous irony of it all?
I don't think they were ever hip. ever. They might have been popular, but they were never hip. They were never meant to. They never designed or destined to be. Anybody who thought they were hip following TISM was definitely going down the wrong path.
Uh-oh.
That includes you.
Me. Enough of this petty stuff for me. Not interested in pedantry. I'm interested in apathy. Interest.
This week on doublej.net.au.
This is serious, Mum! We recall the glory days of TISM, one of Australia's most provocative and hilarious bands, in our J Files feature article. Some people want to look like a rock star, others want to sing like them. But Miff Warhurst gives you 5 ways to smell like a great musician. And don't go crate digging without first checking out Lance Ferguson's great list of records you can still find in op shops.
Check out all these articles and more, plus stream the week's shows on doublej.net.au.
On Double J, you're listening to The J Files.
Hello, this is Humphrey B. Flaubert from TISM speaking. Mr. Kingsmill has asked us to select 5 Australian songs that have changed our lives. Now, I think that's implying that what we've got to say about music has some kind of importance or meaning. And I'd like to point out to you right now, folks, that it doesn't, because our shit certainly stinks. In fact, any of you out there listening really ought to be doing this instead of me. However, here I am, and I'm going to let you into the piddling little world that I move in. It's not going to change your life. In fact, you're probably about to switch to another channel. I've heard some of the others are quite interesting, actually, but anyway. The next group
is a group I don't think that many of you would know. Let me just get you to suspend your disbelief for a moment. Imagine a world without TISM. Now that's a beautiful thought, isn't it? However, there is one hitch. If there was a world without TISM, there is still a group who come from Melbourne, and they're called New Waver. And I think when you listen to their version of the Candyman, you'll realise that there will never really be a world without TISM. I'm not saying they've ripped off TISM. I just think that there seems to be the same kind of spineless reliance on machines, the same one-joke monotony. I think, in fact, this is the only band that really would make TISM members quake in their boots. So I'd like to support the people from New Waver, and I hope that if they manage to sleep their way to the top like we did, we can finally retire. So here it is, the Candyman.
You can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, fix up all your problems with a miracle or two. The Candyman, the Candyman, yes, the Candyman can't, the Candyman can't, the Candyman can't, 'cause it's physically impossible to do those things.
New Waver with the Candyman. Now we've got more from the former manager of the now ex-TISM, Mr. Lynch, very soon. We also heard I'm Interested in Apathy. And the text number, please, is 0408 345555. And now we have Roland from Melbourne. He got in touch with us. He's sung with the group on stage. Roland, tell us how that happened.
I was at a circuit gig the night before they filmed the DVD for the Save Our TISM, and I was in the front row as usual. My friends and I used to go every time they're in Melbourne and be in the front sort of area, and Ron Hitler-Barassi decided to steal my mobile phone and dial people randomly while singing crazily into the phone. And when he got me on stage to give me my phone back, I stole his microphone and took over very poorly, I might add, Old Man River. And then the next night of the DVD, they pulled me out of the crowd and let me sing it again. So I was very, very privileged and excited at the time, but I don't think I did a very good job.
Now, why did you turn up so often? What made them a great live band, Roland? John, they're fantastic. They're just full of energy and great fun. But we were uni students at the time, and there was a group of us that were all very obsessed. My friends Jono and Andy and Brendan were all big fans. We even used to drive up to Sydney and see them. We saw them on a Friday night in Sydney and then had to drive back in time to see them on the Saturday. Did you ever see them without their balaclavas?
Yeah, several times. They gave us beers after one gig, and we were talking to them without their masks on. The whole band signed my DVD. Without I've met them all. Very I'm lucky, I should say, but just randomly, just met them here and there, and Humphrey's always good for a chat if we run into him. I've run into him in a Melbourne Victory game.
The first time I saw them without their balaclava, I was sitting innocently in Mr. Lynch's office, and a man came in, dropped the fax on the desk, and then walked out. And Mr. Lynch said, that was Humphrey B. Flaubert. And yes, and I don't know, a bit anticlimactic, really.
It was disappointing, to be honest. But one time I remember we even met you, John. We were driving down Johnson Street, I think, or somewhere in Fitzroy or Collingwood, and we were sitting at the lights and we were talking or listening to them at the time, and you were walking along the street next to us. And we stalked you into your barber. You had a haircut, and we started talking to you about TISM while you were getting your haircut.
That's weird.
You probably won't remember that, but it was very. Looking back, it was kind of odd.
Yeah, well, that brings all the themes together, doesn't it?
Yeah, we were obsessed.
Now, thank you, Roland. And dear listeners, do you have a weird, wild or woolly TISM story to share? Text us on 0408 345555. This is TISM playing live.
The J Files on Double J.
This is Ron Hitler-Barassi from TISM, and I'm talking to Humphrey Beef-LeBear here. Now, Humphrey, what do you think of Australian rock and roll?
Well, look, Ron, I think Australian rock and roll deserves to be lauded higher than American or English rock and roll. I think it's the greatest rock and roll on the planet. It's just a shame that there are crap bands like TISM soiling the whole business.
Well, this is what I think.
But, Michael Stipe, I think, pales in comparison to some of the fine songwriters that we have in this country, and very physically attractive people like Michael Tunn are doing their best to make that point clear to the listeners.
And in fact, you want to draw some attention this evening to some of the fine Australian songwriters and performers. Is this not
well, that's
right?
true. That's true, Michael. You've got some of them there queued up, I believe, in your fantastically comprehensive Triple J library.
And
purely by coincidence.
The first one is, what's it called? Umba Barumba. Can you explain why you chose this one?
Well, Michael, Umba Barumba is obviously one of those. It stems back from the early Chicago bluesmen, and that sort of hoochie coochie man got my mojo working. It's always a kind of a totemistic sort of veiled reference to sexual union, and clearly Umba Barumba is another example of this. The fact that it's done by the play school people and appears on children's television is, possibly even more potent factor in the whole picture.
I know a man named Mr. Red. He wears saucepans on his head.
I know a man named Mr. Pink. He fell headfirst into the sink. Umba Barumba.
Okay, John, Benita, Monica and George, Umba Barumba here at Triple J. Oh, it's wonderful. It's art.
That was Tex Perkins, wasn't it, Humphrey?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that was in between Salamander Jim and the Beasts of Bourbon.
I didn't know the meaning of the phrase premature ejaculation until I talked to Tex.
Oh, no. Kate from Benella's on the phone now. Kate?
Hello.
What's your question for the boys from TISM?
I'd like to know if they rate themselves as very sexy compared to you, Michael.
Well, see, this is the point. We don't know how attractive you guys are because we never get to see you.
But that's what makes them so alluring.
All right. Okay, now on the phone. Tanaya, what's your question?
Why do you guys always wear the costumes?
God.
We've never been asked that.
Because you've never made a TV appearance either, have you?
Yeah, on Rage. We watched them on there.
Oh, well, you're on Rage. Oh, well, see, they could control that.
Do you think, Tanaya, that perhaps we should not wear the costumes?
No, because we really want to know what you guys look like.
Well, what do you suspect we look like, Tanaya?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, you've got to have a reasonable sort of inkling that there's got to be something wrong under there, don't you?
No, not really.
You don't think so?
Well, you are preoccupied with the looks of people, I must say.
Yeah, but that's because we're the sort of, one-dimensional gimmick band kind of, I don't want no short dick man.
Don't want no short dick man. Don't want no short dick man.
Now, another track that you think is a highlight of Australian music and the great amount of talent.
Tanaya's gone.
Yeah, she got the arse.
Good on you, Michael.
You're very harsh with your women, Michael.
Love them and leave them with Tunny.
We'd like to take a bit of a leaf out of your book there, but I just don't have the guts.
Get a sniff of the Triple M money and he'd be gone.
What was the track you wanted me to play, speaking of Triple M?
Oh, well, obviously when people think of TISM, they think of Jump in My Car by Ted Mulry, a song about date rape.
Okay.
And just play it for all those people out there, who find you attractive.
Okay. We'll come back and chat some more.
Jump in my car. I wanna take you home. Jump in my car. It's too far to walk on your own.
Now, you guys have been working in this business for a very long time, and you know many people in it. Obviously, you're very well informed on me. How do you feel about the whole thing? The Australian music industry as it stands in 1995.
I think, Silverchair's success in America has proven to everybody now that we should shut up and stop worrying about all these stupid, petty little childish Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Red Hot Chili Peppers sort of rubbish and stick to some good Oz rock type stuff, I mean, it's been 20, 30 years of great Australian music that people have been ignoring. I think we should go back into the archives and look back to your Barry Crockers and your Joe Dolces and realise that Australia is where it's at, man, groovy, right on.
And John Paul Young?
Yes.
And Ray Burgess?
Oh, yes. Well,
Yes.
Tunny, you've done a bit of research
No, I'm
there.
just reading off the back of this compilation that we pulled out.
Oh, right, yeah, good, yeah. You're a cheat just like TISM, aren't you? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes, I am.
Well, alright, we'll soon be on our way. What for? Because it's such a long way. Why would you live? I live down South East, roughly 85 miles. Hey, slow down, you must be joking there behind that cute smile. Well, if you're not, there's only one thing to say. Get out the car, get on your way. Get out of my car.
Thank you, and it was as difficult as everyone warned me it was going to be, speaking to you guys.
Well, yeah, Michael, you can't really expect things to be particularly comfortable when you're talking to TISM, but deep down we actually think you're a really beautiful person.
Yeah.
And we'll send a cheque to you tomorrow.
Thank you, and we'll end here with a track. Now, I was wondering, have you ever got any homeboys to any of your gigs?
No, we're actually quite frightened of homeboys, and if we should ever meet one, we would be completely incapable of reacting against them.
Now, Michael, I'd like to talk about the General Agreement on Tariff and Trades, and while I'm doing that, I'd like you to fade out.
Okay.
TISM are a band that's very much in favour of a General Agreement of Tariffs of Trade. It was done during the GATT round at Uruguay.
I know his dad's abusive and his mum prefers the daughter. I know he's got an attention deficiency disorder. He's culturally excluded and genetically inbred. But the reason he's a homeboy is because he's a dickhead. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. He's a homeboy. Tell me why, tell me why. Support empowerment and positive discrimination. When your class, your race, your age, your face determines your social station. A baseball cap and a love of rap might need sympathy, but still, possibly a homeboy could be a dickhead, pure and simple. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why. He's a homeboy. Tell me why, tell me why. Brothers Karamazov, here's what Dostoevsky said: know your enemy well enough, and you will pity them instead. Pity soon will turn to love, is what Jesus Christ once knew. They changed their minds the day when they met a homeboy crew.
All homeboys are, language warning, dickheads. We also heard TISM talking to Michael Tunn on Triple J in 1995. And before that, Death, 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 Amway, 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 TISM Live, recorded live at the Hi-Fi Bar in Melbourne from the DVD which came as part of the White Album. Not the Beatles one, the TISM one. Do you have a TISM story you want to share on air? Call us on 1300 0999 55. Now, from the Facebook page, we have Heath Appleby. I worked with a painter on a building site 10 years ago who said he was in TISM. But who knows? Best band ever to pretend to be in. And yes, there's lots of people going around in Australia faking that they were in TISM. We also have Carmel. She sent us a text. She saw TISM at Hobart Uni in the early 1990s. From hazy memories, they had a huge white canvas at the back of the stage, which art students on ladders painting while they played. The band were wearing Ku Klux Klan headgear. Very surreal gig. Or was I just really wasted? Now, there were songs that TISM were never able to release. So I've got sort of good news and bad news. One, I thought I was going to be able to play this because one time Humphrey B. Flaubert, without his balaclava, he came up to me and he handed me this CD and he said, "John, take a listen to this. This is a TISM song and you, John, are referenced on it." You know how they just love to have heaps of little references. There was something about me and Ray Martin or whatever. I was really excited, and they said, yeah, it just didn't make it to the album. And I wanted to play tonight, but apparently it's legally challenging and will be sued out of existence. And, you know, ABC's in enough trouble as it is. So the only thing I can promise you, if you ever see me on a tram, I'm going to carry that CD around with me in my backpack and a CD Walkman, and if you tap me on the shoulder, I'll put the little earplugs into your ears and you can hear this rare unreleased TISM song, but not tonight. Now, coming up, more from Michael Lynch, TISM's former manager, with the dirt on the band, and a very special version of a classic TISM track. Now, call us on 1300 0999 55 if you have any weird, wonderful TISM story, or just gossip, or, I don't know, pictures of them without their balaclavas on.
The J Files.
This song was meant to be called Boy from the album of the same name, but somebody else came up with that idea, so we reversed it and it's called
Boy by 2U.
Yeah.
If it's different, lager. If it moves, quacks, makes, white, big legs, wages, vicious, American, a blonde, a booze, V8, better rates, vigilance light. If it's tabloid, believe it. If it's broadsheet, don't read it. If it's music, rock. If it's casino, flop.
This is the TISM J Files. I'm John Safran. You just heard a special country version of Defecate on My Face and Yob by TISM. And as you might have guessed, with a TISM J Files, be warned, the language and themes are rather blue.
Double J. Hear it on your mobile, online, on your digital radio or TV.
I might be a rock star, but I'll never be a critic. I might like porno, but Baywatch is fucking sick.
Proportional representation really was my blood. Right up on the entrance of the usher with the blood. I warned the honourable member, the frantic speaker yells, and then the honourable member, ring the bells, ring the bells. We all saw the funeral for Lady Di, and didn't you just wanna barf? The media, all with their snouts in the sty, crocodile tears got in their eye. You have to be heartless not to laugh. Say one person loves you, break the code and understand. Play all the records backwards of those heavy metal bands. Fuck me, Lord Jesus. The temperature's -50. I've never seen vomit so green and your head's not the 136 there.
In that montage we heard, I might be a, but I can't say the word, but I'm not a effing, and I can't say the next word. Then we heard Never Mind the Bollocks, here's the House of Representatives, been caught wanking, and Satan Loves You, but backwards. James Kane, he's written in on Facebook, I remember the night they earned a lifetime ban from the 21st Century Club for destroying the stage curtains after one of the band attempted to play Tarzan. Sarah Reeder, an other person claiming that a member of TISM was one of their teachers. She says she had Ron Hitler-Barassi take her Year 12 literature class for most of the year as a substitute teacher because the real teacher was never around. Some of my most valuable lessons from high school came from him, including maths never did nothing for nobody. Now we have a caller. Marty from Frankston, a suburb in Melbourne, is on the line. He also got on stage with TISM. What is your story, Marty?
Yes, hi John, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes, this is fantastic that you're doing something like this tonight. Fantastic. Yes, and it was the night when I went up on stage. It was in Queensland. I was there for about a year in and saw Machiavelli on the Four Seasons tour.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like up on stage, grabbed me by the hand, pulled me up, started moshing with him, dancing around, doing all the antics with all the other members. And then he just turned me around, booted me up the arse. I crowd surfed, fell to the ground like a sack of shit.
Yes.
Got picked up, dragged out by the bouncers and said, you can't do this here.
Wow, so you got... But it seems like TISM fans, they like having violence visited upon them, as long as it's not something permanent. Like you don't want to end up...
Just mayhem. Just like the absolute mayhem and enjoying the sound while there's mayhem.
And did you have any problems with them having a drum machine and not a live drummer?
No, I thought that was fantastic. I think nobody can beat the sounds of TISM at all.
Well, thanks, Marty, for that. It seems a very common experience. It seems everyone who's contacting us with their TISM story involves TISM somehow punching them or similar. Now, coming up, what happened when TISM did the miraculous and won an aria? But first, a special version of a classic TISM track from John Safran's Music Jamboree.
I saw his pulse rate going down. I saw him in convulsive throes. I said, I'll have one of those. Hillary had it in his veins. Hillary had it in his veins. Hillary had Everest in his veins. Armstrong did moon was not the same. Heroes explore to give us hope. Run the bush back the envelope. Break the slab, break the slab, break the slab. The bomb's got time. Break the slab, break the slab, break the slab. The bomb's got time. Break the slab, the bomb's got drunk. I injected some of Hendrick drunk. I put the seat on and skin and blame. I'm a gas and sandwich, I hate the same. Now I'm bored, now I'm bored, now I'm bored. There's no stopping, now I'm bored, now I'm bored, now I'm bored. There's no stopping. Now I'm bored and there's no stopping. Where am I gonna get my next drug pill? I need another celeb to fill a coffin, and I think it's gonna be you, Ruddock Phil.
On Double J, you're listening to The J Files.
Dear listeners, we're here with the manager of TISM. Although the
ex-manager.
Ex-manager of no longer TISM, Michael Lynch. Machiavelli and the Four Seasons was when they actually became regular popular.
Well, it was a hit record. It was a gold record. I imagine it's probably close to a platinum record by now. Had two big songs in I'll Never Be an Old Man River and Greg the Stop Sign. So two bona fide singles.
That was another fight. Did one of the Red Hot Chili Peppers heard
Flea, yes.
I'll never be an Old Man River and just said it, it's not funny to make fun of River Phoenix's drug overdose.
Yeah, I think he went rampaging around Triple J in Sydney, actually, according to one record company guy who was wrangling him at the time, because they were playing it on air, and I think he was demanding that they pull it off air and demanding to be told who the people were responsible for, which was an easy answer. They just went, well, it's TISM, nobody knows who they are, right? So, Machiavelli kind of changed things because it was successful, but really it was more of the same. They reinvested the money back into their band, and they made slightly better recordings the next time around, and slightly better videos the next time around, and slightly more elaborate costumes or stage shows. And
you told me something very zen about that I've carried around with me. You've been like a Buddha. Is you talked about how they'd sold 50,000 copies or whatever, and who were they signed to at the time?
That was Shock Records. Shock Records signed them on the back of, had a big hit with The Offspring, so they were cashed up.
So, and you said that in the record company meetings, it was like, they've sold 50,000, how do we sell 100,000? Whilst you were, my God, it was a miracle we sold 50,000. And that's a better way to look at success.
Yeah.
And whenever I look at my modest success, I think back to that rather than, why is it not more? It's like, my God, it's a miracle it's this much.
That was the natural trajectory of it. Look, I would think that probably Great Truckin' Songs have sold, close to gold over the years as well. I have no idea, but, it sold a lot at the time. I went through a few different iterations, still kicking around. But everybody thinks that's the sequence. So, you sell 20,000, you sell 50,000, you sell 100,000. But for a band like TISM to break out of their own little self-imposed ghetto and sell 50,000 records was completely extraordinary. And a lot of things have to align for that to be the case. And lots of things align.
And what's the biggest fight that ever happened? First of all, fight within the band.
Well, they're smart, over-educated, middle-class Australian guys. So you never really fought. It was all very polite and endless. It was more like an endless thesis.
There was no, Paul McCartney, John Lennon thing of why are you doing the vocals on this hit? I want to do the vocals.
Well, no.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Well, there was Ron and Humphrey, so you kind of had Mick and Mick. The problem was no Keith. That was the problem.
And am I right they didn't have a drummer?
No drummer.
Because even that is sort of really making things difficult for themselves back in that. It's like you're in pub rock, and back then the pub rock crowds were really shitty about things like drum machines, which is like bizarre.
They were shitty drum machines, as you will recall.
Yeah. But even a good drum machine, there was a lot of politics behind.
So you started with a drummer and then you dropped it for a drum machine. Why was that?
Just because I didn't have the musical education back then to know that it's good to have a drummer.
Well, in TISM's case, they all wanted to dance, right? So nobody wanted to be stuck behind the drum kit. They'd heard all the drummer jokes, so they weren't going to fall for that trap. And that's why the two most under-celebrated members of TISM, and the most important ones, in my mind, are Johnson Penis and Les Miserables, the two dancers. And they're the ones that put in every gig for 20 years, and they're the true heroes of TISM.
Speaking of the name Les, we're going to hear Exhibit B, TISM's ARIA acceptance speech.
This is serious, okay? In the immortal words of the great Hungarian centre forward, Nándor Hidegkuti. Please, do you mind? Amikor eljön a forradalom, a zeneipar lesz az első, amely menni fog. Köszönöm szépen. Thank you very much.
Les Murray, and he accepted their award?
So how's your Hungarian?
Not good.
So do you know what that means, what that translates to?
No, I don't.
Again, hazy memory, but it's something like, when the revolution comes, you will all be the first put up against the wall and executed or something. Pretty sure that's what it means.
Because Les Murray was a reference in one of their songs.
Yeah, what nationality is Les Murray? Because he had this accent and, they were all soccer obsessed, and there was a World Cup that just passed through, and everyone was always ruminating on where Les had come from. So they wrote this song, which was quite a popular song, and we actually got him up on stage a few times to hold up his song card. Did it at the Metro in Sydney and did it at the Big Day Out, absolutely brought the house down. Very self-contained personality, Les, like way bigger rock star than anybody in TISM ever was or hoped to be.
He had time to control it, but he tried to knock it inside for Manelli. He was tightly marked. And it's Oriali now. Bertone. It'll be a 1-2. Yes, it is. Good move. Oh! What a chance.
The world is full of questions. They fill me with fear. What of our beginnings? Why are we here?
And he's got it this time, yes!
Is there a purpose? Is there a guide? The one question troubles me far more than this light. What nationality is Liz Marie? What fulfills his ancestry? Whom does he call the mother country? When he floats home through OTC.
And he's as happy as Larry.
Everyone is searching for the meaning of life. Religion and politics, black versus white.
And he's got it this time, yes!
Karl Marx played on the left, and Ayn Rand played on the right. But there's a much bigger problem. It stops me sleeping at night. Oh, what nationality is Liz Marie? Yeah, what fulfills his ancestry? Whom does he call the mother country? When he floats home through OTC. Liz is more or less. Liz is more less we forget. Liz is more but one regret. What is the origin of his concept?
Roberto Galvia. Roberto Galvia. Roberto Galvia. Roberto Galvia. Roberto Galvia. Will he hit it?
Sweden, no. Portugal, no. Poland, no. Iceland, no. New Zealand, no. Canada, no. Bolivia, no. Israel, no. Yemen, no. Ukraine, no. Spain, no. Monaco, no. France, no.
And he's got it this time, yes! What a beauty!
Is he from Austria, Algeria, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Barbados, Bulgaria, Cameroon? Is he from Chad, Chile, China, Germany, Greece, Great Britain? Is he from Guatemala, Guam and Guyana? Liz is more Haiti, Burundi, Zimbabwe. Liz is more Cambodia, North Korea, Tanzania. Liz is more Senegal, Paraguay, Trinidad, Toulon, Ecuador, Uruguay. Liz is more Azerbaijan, Madagascar, Swaziland, Guadeloupe. Liz is more or less. Liz is more less we forget. Liz is more my one regret. What is the origin of his concept?
Corradini Galbiati da Nova per 8. Corradini Galbiati da Nova per 8. Corradini Galbiati da Nova per 8. And now a chance! Oh! And now a chance! Oh! And now a chance! Oh! Well, can you blame it? You blame it? You blame it? You blame it?
Elian Modrosa.
First we heard He'll Never Be an Old Man River, the Music Jamboree version. And I said I was going to tell you about who finally revealed the identities of TISM. And it was me, but it was an accident and it wasn't my fault. You see, when they came on Music Jamboree and they played that song, an over-enthusiastic member of the production who was in charge of, typing up the credits that rolled on the screen at the end of the show, they wanted to make sure that everyone was credited. So even though TISM never had their real names on the album, this over-enthusiastic person rang up APRA or whoever, found out their names, but not trying to be a trouble, just trying to be like, everyone should get their credit. And then after decades of hiding, there they were scrawling across the screens the names, the real names of the members of TISM. So sorry about that, TISM. And, that was your reward for helping me out and coming on my show. But I hope you've forgiven me. After that, we heard What Nationality is Les Murray? And we have Matt in Sydney. He joins us on the line. He remembers seeing Les Murray on stage with TISM. Matt, what was Les doing?
I think when they first came out on stage, Les was pushing one of the members of TISM in a wheelchair. And he was, I think he was doing a bit of the choreography, moving them all around the stage. This is when they were wearing foil, I think, costumes with an inflatable balloon, and the whole thing was about, each person was about, in a costume about 3-4 metres high in total, I think.
So Lady Gaga got a lot of heat for using a wheelchair in a live show years later, but it seems like TISM, they rolled through and broke open that door that Lady Gaga was to later wheel through herself.
Absolutely. Foil, plus marks for wheelchairs and foil. I'm not sure about the raw meat, but there would have been at some point. And I'm pretty sure Les was up the front of the stage flinging out the cards. He played it on that package before. I think it was what's that Bob Dylan video clip? He had all his nationalities on cards,
blah blah,
flinging them off into the
or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one.
Now, how long did Les stick around on stage?
I think it was only a couple of songs because the place was just going mental. His appearance was just brought the house down.
Thank you very much, Matt from Sydney, for your memories.
Thanks.
Now, from the text line, from Paul from the Central Coast, I discovered TISM when I was 14. They had already broken up and all their CDs were out of print. I've probably blown over $1,000 on tracking down everything TISM. I'm 21 now, and after purchasing the TISM's Guide to Little Aesthetics for over $300, no, don't tell me you did that. I feel dead inside, and as if I've wasted my youth. Seeing Damien Cowell's Disco Machine, that's one of the members' new bands, a month or two back was pretty cool though. Paul, I've got that goddamn book. I would have given it to you for like nothing. In fact, I'm going to, in my little backpack, as well as that CD I mentioned earlier with the unreleased TISM song that I'll play on the Discman that I'll also be carrying around for you if you tap me on the shoulder. I'll put in that little backpack my copy of the TISM Guide to Little Aesthetics, and I'll just give it to you. So yeah, but basically start stalking me. You're on the J Files on Double J. I'm John Safran. We're of course looking into TISM. We've had a lot of requests for this program. Hopefully we've played your favourite songs, or it is still to come. And heaps of people wanted to hear this one, Saturday Night Palsy.
And palsy. I think I got Saturday night palsy. That's what I said. I want bumble and palsy. Yeah. I think I got Saturday night palsy. Gotta tell me about it. I want to be impaled on a 50-foot stake. My VU meter's in the overload. Well, I think my aorta is going to explode. I'll be my fool I got Saturday night palsy. Help me, doctor. Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night palsy. Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night palsy. Don't just sit there. Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday night palsy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Saturday night, whoa. Saturday night, Saturday night palsy. Help me, doctor.
The J Files. Join in on Facebook and Twitter. #J Files.
I must say, I do admire the artistic integrity too. Of course, you're famous for performing in the masks and the big suits, and I respect the fact that even here, with the illusion of radio, you could, if you wanted, you could have them off. If you wanted, we could be naked. You could be wearing each other's gear, but you've got the masks on. You've got the suits. Is that an artistic thing? Is it just a socially desirable thing that you wear the masks at all time? What is
Well,
it?
you know, radio is theatre of the mind, and in this particular case, it's the barrel cinema, or shaft cinema, which plays such famous movies as Pinocchio, It's Not His Nose That Grows. This is the sort of theatre of the mind that we're dealing with here. So we need people to know that we're wearing the costumes.
The masks were a dumb idea from the start, Humphrey. Let's admit it now on Triple Day. They are a pain in the dong. They itch. They're itchy. They're scratchy. No one takes you seriously.
But you've crossed the line.
We crossed the line.
And you can't go back.
Now, we were talking about Kiss, and, you know, like it always comes up. Let's get it over with now, you know. Kiss took off their makeup, and as Humphrey said, you know, that's what we needed was some more Italio-American rock bands, and we regret the day we ever thought of these masks, and I've got to tell you that. And if we could take them off and survive, we would do so, but we're not going to now.
And I suggest that Diana Arnaud should do that as well. I think, you know, her mask, it must cause a terrible tinny.
Now, anyway, I think what you're essentially saying here is that the mask is a core promise. It's not a non-core promise.
Yes.
You're stuck with the mask, and you must stick by the mask because you've made that promise to the people of Australia.
It's not like, you know, you'd never get a Prime Minister saying something like, we will never, ever take our mask off, full stop, never, and then a year or so later saying, we're going to take our mask off.
Or
you wouldn't get that, would you?
I promise if I do take the mask off, I'll only take it off once. I won't change the mask.
That's right, and I won't apologise at all for taking that mask off.
Yeah.
I'm a wanker, 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 I'm a wanker. You're a yob or you're a wanker, take your fucking choice. So who is your favourite genius, James Hurd or James Joyce? You ever seen a live performance? Join the wanker club. You thought I meant tabletop dancing? Well, you're a yabbo bub. What are you? You're a wanker. What are you? You're a wanker. Wankers once used mobile phones, but
get involved. What's your best, weirdest, wildest TISM memory? Text 0408 34 5555. Find Double J on Facebook or tweet using hashtag JFiles. We just heard Saturday Night Palsy and also What Are Ya? Now, up now on the Double J Facebook page, you can see a clip of TISM performing What Are Ya? Live on the ABC TV show Recovery. They brought in aerobics instructors and it forced the audience to exercise. Geez, that's like a reverse Oprah Winfrey. Instead of winning a car, you have to stand up and exercise. Now, Andrew called to say that the wheelchair wasn't a Lady Gaga moment and that Ron Hitler-Barassi, one of the members, actually broke his leg stage diving at the big day out and then had to finish the tour in a wheelchair. And Concord on the text line saw TISM at Sydney's big day out, and in the crowd there was a train of wheelchair fans sporting TISM t-shirts. Is that an expression, train of wheelchair fans? If it's not, I'm sorry. Now, we're going to hear more now from ex-TISM's former manager, Mr. Lynch, who's been giving us the behind-the-scenes goss. Now, TISM were never afraid to annoy people. They pushed things as far as they could, and sometimes further than they should, which meant they annoyed all kinds of people. I asked Michael to tell me about some of their most memorable altercations.
Oh yeah, well, various people objected to their artwork or their press releases or even their material. The penis is mightier than the sword, the Darren Hinch diatribe.
What did Darren Hinch have to say? That's the current affair host.
Oh, I think he gave some kind of Hinchian response at the time. Huge song live for many years, that diatribe. Bruce Ruxton objected to Australia the Lucky, as did Ken Dunn.
Yes, now that's the big fight, isn't it? There was a single point put out called Australia the Lucky C word, and the cover art was done in the style of Ken Doan, that artist.
Well, purportedly done in the style.
Purportedly done in the style of Ken Doan, koala with a syringe in his mouth. And around this time, Ken Doan was kind of a big thing, as he is now, if you're listening, Ken Doan. But, he was very much part of the zeitgeist there then.
So as an EP, we shipped it out to the shops, and everyone gleefully took it, and despite the title and despite the artwork, and no one blinked an eyelid. And then just got an obscure phone call from his lawyer going, it's been brought to our attention, right? So we had to bring them back. So we just slapped a sticker over the koala saying, censored due to legal advice, shipped them back out to retail. Ken Dunn's lawyer's on the phone again. No, the Sun. The Sun in the corner of the... So Ken Dunn owns the Sun kiddies, if you're wondering. So then we had to scrap it and put the Sinead O'Connor cover of
ripping up the
picture of the Pope, and that had TISM on it or something, and that was the ultimate artwork. So I went out to retail 3 times, that EP, which by that time had lost a bit of momentum, you would have to say. Yeah, so various people like that. I mean, Bruce Ruxton, it's just...
But I remember one time I was in your office and you told me that you'd sent the CD or the record to someone to try to get them to poke back.
Oh, yeah? Yes. Do you know who that was?
I think it might have been the Ruxton one.
Oh, yeah, that could be right. That might have been after he commented on it,
Yes.
I mean, we didn't court controversy because there was plenty of it going around. TISM slagged off everybody they could think of in their press releases. Sometimes they had it coming if it was Darren Hinch, and other times it was, they really had a crack at Mark Seymour for a while there from Hunters and Collectors. And I was always like, what's wrong with Mark? Is he just more popular than you or something?
Did Mark Seymour from Hunters and Collectors ever bite back?
No, and I think secretly people were smart enough not to do that, A, and B, there might have been a little bit of pride, having cracked it for a TISM press release.
And when did the band realise, it's time to wind it down?
Well, we did the last tour for the DVD, the White Album, and that went okay. And there was a bit of a debt at the end of it, so we ended up doing this show to pay off that debt. The last show, which was Hot-Croix in November 2004, and I think pretty much everyone looked themselves in the eye after that and went, well, that should do us, shouldn't it? It was certainly pretty obvious to me and to a few other key members of the band. Like, it was a very high-energy show, so the concept that you would be still flinging yourself into the audience when you're in your early 50s or mid-50s, and I know the Rolling Stones said this in 1967 too, and they're still out there grotesquely strutting around in their 70s, but a TISM show in their 50s, I don't know, on Zimmer frames and walking sticks. And
I saw Slipknot just outside this very studio about a month or so ago. They come in to be interviewed and without their mask, just sitting there with their beyond dad bods.
Yeah.
Just guts rolling out of it. Yeah, it was just like, oh.
Yeah, well, the whole frocking up aspect was, like for any interview, if they were coming in to do this interview now, that I'd drive down, they'd get changed, they'd come in, they'd sit out in the ante room beforehand and looking at each other with whatever ridiculous costume they had on. And then they'd be going, grown-up life. It's not as if they ran out of things to lampoon or satirise or say or anything. It's just that getting together to write songs takes time, and they had less and less time. So you'd more get together to do live shows. Live shows are very demanding. You'd have to be fit to do them. So, why not go out on some kind of high, which I think they did.
Australians all let us rejoice. Everybody help yourself. Buddy, hold your horses. Everybody help yourself. It's time patriotism was. Everybody help yourself. Exposed to market forces. Everybody help yourself. Your love of country may not fit. Everybody help yourself. In with efficiency. Everybody help yourself. Cost succeeded benefits. Everybody help yourself. Everybody help yourself. Self-sacrifice just cannot pass. Everybody help yourself. A profit loss assessment. Everybody help yourself. Those Anzac boys were slaughtered on. Help yourself. Returns for investment. Everybody help yourself. A government will only stop. Everybody help yourself. You're getting what you can. Everybody help yourself. Injustice towards the market. Everybody help yourself. You help your fellow man.
Car, remember fuck off girlfriend and a fuck off bar. You want the fuck off time, a fuck off day. Look at my fuck off watch, you fuck off say. Get a job that pays for fees. See how you chose. You need to go out of schools. You see this is going once. This is my fuck off club, this is my fuck off crowd. The fuck off DJ trip will take a fuck off sound? You want the fuck off bench? You give a fuck off place? The answer's written on the back of the fuck off face.
Everybody help yourself. Everybody help yourself. Everybody help yourself. Everybody help yourself. Everybody help yourself.
Why should you ask me for my help?
Everybody help yourself.
Just 'cause you're Aussie too.
Everybody help yourself.
What's the difference between
Everybody help yourself.
those both people and you?
Everybody help yourself.
Australians all at once rejoice
Everybody help yourself.
in our shared commonwealth.
Everybody help yourself.
But now if you're Australian,
Help yourself.
help your fucking self.
Help yourself. Everybody 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 help yourself.
The J Files.
We've got to ask some more questions because that's what you're here for.
Yes, we're here to commune with the people out there.
You are. You are. They're listening. They're waiting for their questions to be asked. I'm sure Mark Dalton in Viewbank, Victoria, is currently sitting by his radio and he wants to know. This is a good question too. I have a copy of the now deleted Australia the Lucky Country CD with the Ken Doan rip-off painting. How much is this worth now?
Don't fool yourself, Mark. If it was possible to have a monetary value less than zero, that's where you're sitting at the moment. I would say if anyone finds out that you've actually got that in your collection, you'll lose all your friends immediately. So burn it. Well, don't burn it because burning off is bad. But
burning's almost too good for it.
Yeah.
Do what Ken Doan does with his art and turn it into oven gloves and all that sort of stuff.
Now, this is the CD that featured the koala with the syringe coming out of its
We don't
mouth,
know what
isn't
you're
it?
talking about, actually.
No, nothing to do with that at all, Jane.
I don't understand.
Why did this cause such controversy when it came out? Did Ken Doan find it offensive?
No, Ken Doan's a great friend of ours, a great artist, Ken Doan. I think the thing that I like about Ken Doan is his determination not to court publicity. You know, his determination to, in an idealised world of the artist, stay in his garret and work purely for his own aesthetic impulse.
On Double J.
You're listening to The J Files.
question fundamental. Take Jimbo from the Doors, you'll find which one's incidental. Take the music from the industry, you're left with grasping bankers. Take the industry out of music, you're left with childish wankers. If I weren't me, Prince might ask, would women still adore me? How come no one's come up and said, your movies fucking bore me? The priest dances on the seventh day, watching the temple fall. Now if Dylan didn't write that line, would it still mean nothing at all? From the dance, separate thinker from the thoughts. The song about breaking out of jail, from the singer's dick breaking out in warts. What if today your band gets acclaim from the critically judgmental? 20 years ago they said much the same about a John McLaughlin instrumental.
For morons, the deaf and the stupid, polysyllabic words never suited.
Every band in rock and roll claims to be doing it for the art.
Feel confronting, critics approve it. Use Discord and oboe Zeno to produce it.
At least that's what their managers say when the band themselves ain't all that smart.
Jesus spots the white ball, have their new album. Their old chinless palm is that sure to sell them.
Sounds really noble and all, but it's an excuse just for pricks.
Rock is for morons, thank God that that's so. Knuckle the artist with Rod Grinder's elbow.
We agree with G.W. McLennan. He plays rock and roll for the chicks.
Rock is for morons, thank God that that's so. Knuckle the artist with Rod Grinder's elbow. Rock is for morons, thank God that that's so. Knuckle the artist.
We heard from Mr. Lynch, former manager of the now defunct TISM. And then we heard the Philip Ruddock Blues and Jesus Potts the White Ball. This is the J Files, covering TISM of course, and I am John Safran. Got a lot of messages on Facebook, and there seems to be a recurring theme. Tim Bernal, I saw them playing nude while imitating rabbits at Glenworthy Valley. The lead singer kept his, you know what, swinging for 3 songs. Madness. Ha ha! It was in time too. Oliver McElligott adds, the rest of the band used his as a metronome to keep them in time. And I can't read further on that message. I don't know why I started, in fact. Sorry. Sharon Bryan? Oh, she was also at Glenworth Valley. Every single person on stage was butt naked for the whole set. TISM, stagehands, everyone. And Elisa Duncan? TISM's farewell show at the Metro, which was a debacle from start to finish, topped off by an audience member who came naked, again naked, but for a mini knitted balaclava over his, well, you get the picture. Craig in Sydney is on the line. He saw TISM many times, but did he see one of their final ever gigs? Well, did you, Craig?
G'day, John. I'm pretty sure it was the Save Our TISM series of shows.
And what happened? Was violence rained upon you, like it seemed to be rained upon all of their fans?
It was actually all the TISM shows I got to. I managed to miss, despite being in the mosh pit, I managed to miss being having violence happen upon me. But at the Hi-Fi bar in Melbourne, after a long drive from Sydney, it's a sunken floor there, so the edges are quite raised.
Yeah.
I'm second from the front. I got my eye on Humphrey particularly because he liked to jump. And I saw a cute girl off to my right in the race section, so I looked away from the band and thought, oh, hello, she's nice. The next thing you know, I had a knee in my head and I was out cold.
No. So where did you wake up? Did you wake up on the floor, or had they pulled you outside or something?
It wasn't very long, no. I sort of fell down and sat there for a while quite dazed and got up, and I knew I wasn't quite right. And so I moved to the back of the bar and sat in front of the sound engineer so at least I could hear it. But by that time I was covered in twisties because they'd been leaf blowing the audience with twisties. So having driven from Sydney, I had to drive home in those same clothes too. So I was yellow for about 24 hours.
Oh, really? You sound like you're a bit more upset about being covered in twisties than the fact that what was it, an elbow or was it a knee to the temple?
I'm pretty sure it was a knee. As well, the last things I saw was a shin. So,
wow, we're not screening these calls for fans who also had violence rained upon them. It is just every fan had violence rained upon them by members of the band. Now, were you upset when TISM broke up?
Well, they kind of broke up on the quiet for me. I didn't believe those gigs would really be the end. I just thought it was another gimmick and bit of something not to take seriously and just enjoy. So I didn't expect it to be the last time I'd see them, but it was. So that's fair enough.
Who knows? Maybe their 10 years of quiet is part of a big meta joke.
Oh, it could be, but then Token Black Man died as well. So, he was a key part of the band.
Well, thank you very much, Craig. Thank you to all TISM fans who've contacted us. Now, the next song is for Jonathan on Twitter. And this is a bit melancholy, but touching. He says that he's, I'll read it out. My godfather died at 42 and had 40 years then death, playing as he was lowered.
All that's good, all that's right, everything hot, all that's tight. Women, men, pubescent girls, never again to finger their curls on their head, so exquisite. Never again to visit the palace of love.
40 years of living and death, that's all that's left. 40 years then death, 40 years, that's all that's left. 40 years of living then death, that's all that's left. 40 years then death, 40 years, that's all that's left.
The work is just beginning as my hair it begins thinning. Pleasure is past and all that's dear as friend and foe alike disappear. Never again to visit the palace of love. And the shape of her room and the sheets on her bed disappear forever from my head. No more the sudden thrill as you dip into the swill. Never again to visit the palace of love.
40 years then death, from great trucking songs of the Renaissance. Next week.
The J Files.
You walk down a busy street, staring solely at his feet.
Get ready to be enveloped by gorgeous folk sounds when the J Files tracks the industrious career of Laura Marling.
Lover, please do not fall to your knees.
Hosted by Karen Lang, you'll hear all of your favourite tracks from Laura Marling's back catalogue, plus special rarities and collaborations.
You know, I'd be loath to think of my being a songwriter as my job, but my music and my form of self-expression must always be protected from the idea of business and money.
Goodbye, old England.
The Laura Marling J Files. Next Thursday night at 8 on Double J.
Thank you to everyone who's tweeted, text, messaged, faxed to share their TISM memories with us tonight. If you want more, head to the Double J website where you can read a great article that guides you through the band's history. And there's also that great video of TISM performing What Are Ya? Live on Recovery on ABC TV. And thank you to Dan and Ryan for helping me out here tonight. And we're going to leave you with a taste of their biggest hit, He'll Never Be an Old Man River.
Now I'm bored and there's no stopping. Into the slip to feel like coffin. Well, I get my next drug action on, it'll be Michael Jackson.
I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug. To kill River Phoenix, I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug.